Hi, so today is hair wash day for the girls, and I thought I'd share the process on how I wash their hair. Um, I usually try to wash their hair like every 2 weeks in the wintertime. In the summertime I wash it more often, but in the wintertime, since it's so cold, their hair gets dried out so easily, and I try to keep it I try to retain the moisture, so I don't wash it as much. And right now it's a little bit over 2 weeks, but I don't put much product in their hair anyway, so it doesn't really get really dirty. The only problem, like I said, their hair gets dry, their scalp gets dry really quick, so I try to keep moisture in. So yeah, I'm gonna wash both of their hair, and it's a process. So if you don't know, African American hair can be taking care of it can be a lot of work, and it can be a process. Not all the time, but sometimes it is. And I have two daughters, so it's an all day thing sometimes. I mean, it's a couple hours, not all day, but I have to take out time to do it. And the maintenance is a lot of work just to keep their hair looking neat like I like it to be. So if you are interested, then stay tuned. So I don't know if I mentioned before, but both my girls have natural hair, meaning they don't have any kind of chemical processes in their hair. And for them, I use Silk Elements Silk and Child products, and I also use, well, I use this to wash their hair, but I'll show the other products I use. I also use Talia Wajid products and some other things, but this is what I use to wash the hair. I just start with shampoo, and I have this is just like a lighter conditioner. This is a deep conditioner. Today I'm going to deep condition because I haven't washed their hair in 2 weeks. So I'm going to use those, and I will show you how I do it. So I'm starting with Adri's hair, and she is 5 years old. If for people that don't know, her hair is much more thicker and coarser than Elise's, so I do hers first because it takes more maintenance, and I like hers to condition longer. But I started out with, I took out the rubber bands because I do let them sleep with the rubber bands in their hair just to keep it from matting up when they're asleep. But I take out the rubber band and the little twisties, and this is how it starts out. And her hair is getting...
And sometimes they snap.
They do, yes. And her hair is getting really thick lately. Because when she was younger, she didn't have much hair, but now it's all thick. So I'm going to begin her hair wash process. Okay, so here's their hair setup. She has to lay on the counter, and she lays her head into the sink, and this is so easy because in any other way they would be crying and water would be everywhere. So I just wet her hair, and I was going to show her hair texture. I believe it is like a 4A texture. I'm not a professional, but it gets curly. And when it's wet, it actually gets it actually gets straighter, because when it dries, it shrivels right up. And so try to show it again so this camera will focus. But I can straighten it out, and then it curls back up, and that is the little curl pattern that she has. So now I'm just going to shampoo it, and then add the conditioner. Okay, so I just finished shampooing her hair, and this is what it does when it's get drying. It gets kind of I call it poofy. It's still soft, but it gets poofy, and if I let it dry like this, it would be horrible to manage. I couldn't do anything to it. So yeah, it just gets really poofy and it shrivels up. I stretch it out and it shrivels back up. So now she's gonna get the conditioner and a plastic bag, and she will sit like that for 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour. Here's her hair after the conditioner. I combed it from root to end. And here's her plastic bag, just so she won't get conditioner everywhere. She's not sitting under the dryer or anything, so this is just to protect my furniture and her anything else. So here's how Lisa's hair starts out. I just took out her rubber bands and twisties. Her hair is thinner than Adri's. Oh, and Elisa's 2.5. She'll be 3 next month in December. And she has a little bit thinner hair than Adri, and it's softer and curlier. But yeah, this is how hers starts out. And she's more tender-headed. See, she's running away right now. So this is Elisa's hair all wet, and her hair also stretches when it gets wet, and her curl pattern is more curly than Adri's, and I believe that her hair type is like a 3C, I think 3B, I don't know, but that's her curls. They're looser than Adri's, and like I said, it's curlier, and when hers dries, it dries curly. It's not as poofy, but I'll show that in a minute. Okay, so Lisa's hair is all shampooed and dried, and hers is soft, and it is less, okay, Elise, it's less poofy than Adri's. It has more of a curl pattern when it's dry, but it also shrivels up, so if I stretch it out, it goes back. So now she gets the same thing, conditioner, and hers will sit on in her hair for a little bit also. Okay, so Elise has her conditioner in. She doesn't sit very long, so she's all over the place already. But yeah, it's still kind of curly, and she'll let her sit in for a little bit. Look what happened in the process of waiting. Poor thing went to sleep. Didn't mean to zoom in that close, but she fell asleep, and now I have to wake her up because she has to get it all washed out of her hair. Adri's hair is all washed, shampooed, conditioned, and it's still wet. I don't let their hair air dry just like this. If I did that, this would be a job to work with. So what I do is I braid their hair up, and I let it dry braided, and that's to let it stretch. And what I mean by stretch is to give it some length and also manageability, because this wouldn't even work to just let this dry like this. It would completely be dry, and parting it will be impossible. So I'm going to braid hers into 4 braids, 4 sections and four braids. What I do first before I do that is I add the Silk Element Silk and Child, it's just some moisturizer cream, and then I put some oil to seal it. And what this is half olive oil, half coconut oil, and I use it a lot. But I have used this same bottle since in the spring, and it was filled to the top. So now I need to make some more. But this stuff is really good. It really helps their hair stay moisturized, and it helps it to grow, because when it's dry it breaks, and they haven't had any breakage. And I use, this is Talia Wajid, and it is some moisturizing cream to help their edges stay laid down. Alright, so Adri's hair is all braided in 4 braids. And this is how it's going to dry. And tomorrow I think I'll put it in some ponytail, like multiple ponytails, and twist them for the rest of the week. Okay, so for Elisa's hair, it's all washed and conditioned, and I am going to put in also the Silk and Child moisturizer and oil. And to stretch out her hair, I'm going to just put 2 braids. So braid on this side and a braid on that side, because hers stretches out much easier than Adri's. When it dries, it doesn't get so difficult to manage. So her hair is very much more manageable and easy to take care of than Adri's, and it's quicker to do. So here's the complete look of Elisa's hair. She's all finished, and like I said, I will let her hair dry like this. So tomorrow when I take it down, it will be a little bit crinkly, but it will be so much more manageable than if I was to just let it dry just out or with ponytails. So that's what I usually do after washing. I have to braid it, and it stretches out like that. And I also this is Talia Wajid cream again for her edges, and it just slicks them right back up. It works so well. On a normal daily basis, I use this comb out from Talia Wajid. So I just use this, and also the oil, and sometimes I even use a water bottle, and this will just loosen up if their hair is tangled. This helps to loosen it up. I just put water in a bottle. But that is the hair wash process. Hair wash process is over. Took about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And tomorrow I will put their hair in burr bands and twisties for the rest of the week. It's the next day, and this is Adri's hair, and I just want to show how it does after I stretched it by braiding it and letting it dry. And it is much more manageable, and it has a little length to it, and it is slightly crinkled, but see, it doesn't shrivel back up. It just stays in it. And like I said, it's much more manageable this way, and it stays like this until I wash it again. I just put ponytails on Adri's hair, and I'm gonna keep this like this for a week. And in the morning, I'll just put barrettes on the ends and maybe knockers if they fit. But since we're not doing much this week, I just decided to keep it like this. And here's Elisa's hair, right out of the braids. Hi. And I'm just gonna put ponytails in her hair too, if she sits down. So here's Elisa's hair, her ponytails. I didn't get to put more. She's really sleepy, but her hair usually will come out of these rubber bands. It won't stay as long as Adri's, so I'll have to retouch her hair. But her scalp was dry, and so I put this Do Grow in her scalp. But that's her hair. Shit, focuses. Now she's nodding off. She's about to fall asleep. I hope this video was helpful to someone with little girls, because I know how hard it is to figure out how to do their hair and get a hair regimen going. And even myself, I tried looking on YouTube and I didn't find many videos about little girls' hair. And I thought that their hair was important to take care of, as well as my hair. Well, hopefully I offered some new ways, or I gave some good tips on how to manage and take care and create a regimen for your little girl's hair. And I just want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.